Hello and welcome. This is episode 22 of the Apocalyptic Knitter podcast. I am Naomi and I come to you from Leeds in Yorkshire, where I live with my husband, my young son and our cat. Hello, how is everybody doing? Before I forget, my social handles are Naomi Knits on Instagram and Big Bird, so BIGG Bird on Ravelry. So feel free to have a look at what I've been up to, the pictures of knitting, that kind of thing. I just wanted to do a little bit of a reintroduction because I've had quite a lot of new subscribers in the last couple of weeks. So thank you ever so much and welcome. A little bit about me. Obviously this is a knitting podcast, just my little whims of my journey of knitting projects and how I come about them and my inspirations and all that kind of thing. The theme behind the name, obviously Apocalyptic Knitter. Anybody that knows me, I don't want to say I'm obsessed, but I'm intrigued by all things apocalyptic, which I kind of put down to a very unconventional upbringing, where Armageddon was kind of the big theme thrust, and I think it's just kind of left me with a bit of a fascination with all things like that. Do I think that the world's going to end? No. Obviously we've got global warming, climate change, cost of living, things like that. Anything, when I talk about budget towards the end, that's just my little thing into the universe, where if there's any money tips that I can bring to the table and help somebody, that's what I'm all about. So yeah, I'm quite down to earth. I wouldn't say like I was an influencer type of thing. That's really not my jam. I'm just here to say it as it is, my little jam. So there we go. Anyway, that's me. A little bit of a knee update. Tomorrow marks 6 weeks and I can then take the brace off. I have been taking the brace off just around the house the last couple of days, just to kind of build my confidence up, because it feels very, I've never had any broken bones. I'm assuming it's how it feels like when you have the cast removed. It feels quite susceptible. But yeah, I've been really proud of myself at keeping up with the exercises and the physio. Last week my husband was off work and I kind of gave myself a bit of a boot camp kind of thing, where every day I wanted to do a certain amount of steps and I really wanted to just ramp up the exercise to see, you know, how the fitness was, how the knee was and all that kind of thing. Early part of the week I just found it so tiring. The heat as well. I don't think I've ever sweated so much in my life. But towards the end of the week I've kind of felt like my like the resilience or my stamina has kind of started to improve. So yeah, so I'm really happy about that. So I am back to work tomorrow. And a little announcement really, but those who kind of follow me will kind of know it's just been a bit of a crazy few months. So my day job's quite busy. I had the operation 6 weeks ago and I've also been doing this SIPS course, which is procurement with lots of assignments, and my final assignment was due in like a week after the operation. And on top of that, another thing that's you can understand why I've been a little bit stressed is I am starting a new job in about 5 and a bit weeks, 5 or 6 weeks. So I'll kind of find out the definites and everything tomorrow whenever I catch up with my manager. But yeah, so it's still within the same company. It's what we call like a sideways move, just kind of going into another part of the organisation, which will be really exciting. So quite excited, tiny bit scared, as I say, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Anyway, so that's me and my life updates. What am I wearing? So, see if I can stand up. Oh. This here is the Boathouse, which is like a 4-ply tee by Alicia Plummer. It was on a 4-ply. I used some wool that I had from Stash, which I think I bought in Paris actually when it was my 40th, last week, a few years ago, and they are single merino base, and they kind of just blended in. I kind of did a bit of a fade, and then I don't know if you can see, I ran out of wool for the neckband, and that was something completely different, but I thought just about get away with that. So there we go. It is also the 1st of September today, which in true tradition, the calendar that my lovely husband has made for me, we get to another month. So I've got September. So there's the apocalyptic knitter with her trusty cat by the side, fighting the zombies. And it says, with needles clicking in the fray, the knitter keeps the horde at bay. Her stitches firm, her gaze is steely, she faces the undead quite keenly. Her cat in armour knit so tight, stands by her side ready to fight. Through streets of chaos they do weave, a tale of yarns that zombies grieve. So there we go. I do like that. I love how the cat appears in every month, because that's our little cat Lego. We've got a little black cat. So then that's that one done. I am dropping the hints that I would like another one. But I'll give him that heads up. I have a finished object. As usual, the ends are not woven in, but still a finished object, right? These are the socks. I do have some sock blockers. I couldn't find them. I need to do a bit more delving. So the main body is the colourway Serene by Lockwood Fibre, and the contrast is Honeysuckle by Knitglobal. So this obviously is a superwash merino, 75/25, a bit of nylon in, and I think the Knitglobal feels a bit more woolly. I think that's more BFL. And I do this on a 2.5mm needle, and I do a toe up. So I tend to do the figure of 8 cast on there. And then my go-to heel tends to be the fish lip kiss heel, but I have noticed that on me, I feel the heel flap and gusset type of a heel fits me better and stays on me better. So, but because this is easy, I end up just doing it. But mind you, these are not for me. These are for a friend of mine. and I did 32 stitches each side, so that was 64. And yeah, and then I just finish off with a 2x2 bib, and there I tend to do about 11 or 12 rows. I should do more really, because I like it when it's a bit more, but then I just get a bit impatient. So I need to weave the ends on those and get those sent to the recipient. On our boot camp week, as I call it, it included a lot of day trips out. I still can't drive, so my husband was doing the driving, and a couple of days with family, and so I ended up casting on a new pair of socks. I've got one done already. So these are a bit of a wider one. These are 34 each side, so 68. And I've just done these as a shorty, so I just do a few, after the heel, I do a few rows stockinette, a few rows 2x2, and then I just do about between 8 and 10 rows of stockinette, just enough to kind of get the curl. So the yarns I'm using is a sock set by Sable yarns, and it was called Oh My God. And I do like the macro stripe. And then I've just started the next one. So those I've done quite quickly really. So there's those. So that was my new cast on, getting myself in a little bit of a tangle here. So I'll just move those out the way. Same again, these are superwash merino, so it'll just be like a 75-25. But yeah, she's unfortunately she's not vending anymore. I don't know if she's taking a break. I might revisit it, I don't know. But suddenly I bought that, thinking of the time of year, I bought that last September at Yarndale. Talking of which, are you going? I'm going to go on I bought tickets for the Sunday. The Saturday I've got a family party to go to, but I can still make the Sunday. So there we go. So if you're coming, please just, if you see me, just say hello. I'm very friendly and we'll just chat away. That's my downfall, chat to anybody. Right, are we ready for the Gansey update? I'm gonna see, is it light enough in here? I did have my ring light on because it's quite doomy and gloomy. Oh no, that's quite an alright light actually. Right, so make sure I don't take the needles off. And I need to find my cheese stitch marker. So that's the progress keeper on my bow from last. So the last podcast, I just started like literally 2 or 3 rows of the pattern. So now, oh, that's a really good light actually. Now you can see the pattern. Oh, dropping my needles. Dropping the stitches. So that's the centre chevrons. You got the diamonds. And then I'll show on this one here. You've got the steps, and the cable, and then this panel is just all different motifs I've got going up. It'll be better when it's blocked, but there you got the starfish. There you can see the anchor. And then I've just started doing something called the tree, or tree. And then finishes with another cable, other steps, and moss stitch. So it's quite heavy, this now. Oh, shift position. And you can see I've just started to do the armhole gusset. I say just started. At the minute, each row is taking me 20 minutes to do. 400 stitches. Wow. But once I get to the halfway point, which is probably about up here, I then put those armhole gusset stitches on waist yarn, and also I don't know if I'm going to work in the back or the front first. Might be the back. And then put all the front and then the following armhole gusset stitches on a holder. Wow. And then that'll probably leave me, well, obviously half the amount of stitches. And then you just knit straight. So that will make it feel a lot quicker, because it'd be like obviously 10 minutes a row. But the test is that I've been used to be doing it round and round and round, haven't I? And this time it's going to be working the wrong side row because you're knitting back and forth. But I've got enough of the pattern in my head now. I've learned all these bits all off by heart. The only thing that I need to do or refer to my pattern is this motif section, which is usually just a quick, oh yeah. So that'll help speed things up on there. So this is looking really, really good. So it'll be, obviously it's not for me. Oh, see if I can stand up. Oh, see if I can sit on the edge. Oh, there we go, that's a bit better, isn't it? So that will be just coming up to be the sleeve there. The armhole gussets will go there. And then I will then knit straight, because it needs to be 77 centimetres. Just check I'm not losing my stitches. Oh, I've lost one. There we are. Panic over. The total length needs to be 77 centimetres. And then I'm going to do it a little bit less because I'm putting in these shoulder straps. So I need to work out, propose to the person who I'm making it for, what pattern to do on the shoulder straps. Whether it might just be some chevrons or just like almost like a 2x2 saddle rib. It'd be nice to have some kind of pattern. I also want to do a bit of a swatch for that. I'll have a practice, because when you, I think you knit up straight there, and that's just completely straight. And then when you have to do provisional cast on, which I know, I don't really know many knitters that enjoy the provisional cast on, but if it's only for like 10-20 stitches, I can cope with that. I can do that. So you do your provisional cast on, and then you're kind of joining it to the cast off stitches from the shoulder. So rather than just going in and stopping it first time, I want to have a bit of a practice. So I'm going to do a little bit of a, when I get nearer to the point, I'm going to have a bit of a practice on that one, because they say it's a certain, if you knit into the back or you do a slip stitch knit or something, it just gives a nice clean defined ridge. So that'll be that. And then the sleeves, I believe they wanted plain stockinette. What I have seen and what I might kind of propose to them is I've seen on some Ganseys just a little bit of a pattern here, but more of this, you see that definition ridge? Just having that at the top of the sleeve and like a little bit of rib and then plain. And what that might do then is it might just kind of define the structure of it a bit more. So there we go. Yardage wise, so it's quite exciting this, because you know I bought 3 cones. I'm still on the first one, and it's getting there, but it'll be really interesting to see. I don't think I'll get all the front and all the back done with it all, but it is going quite the distance really. So yes, that is that. I'm hoping the next time I podcast, so that might be like next weekend, I would imagine, there's an armhole gusset there. I would imagine I would have separated out the sleeves and everything. And obviously it'd be quicker because it'd be like 10 minutes a row. And that bit should, yeah. I think the only bit I need to do is I need to make sure, the only thing that I can't do on a wrong side row is cable. So I have to make sure that I'm interrupting it, if that's the right word, so that when I knit singularly on that right side row, that I'm not interrupting the cable, which is fine. But what I'm doing with that, because that's the only thing, I've been doing this little tally. I'm putting a P for the pattern every 6 rows, because sometimes when you come to, I think because it's on such fine needles, if I'm doing it as an Aran weight cable, I can see just by eyeballing it when the cable row is, or when the pattern row is on that one. But yeah, now I'll take care with that and make sure that I've done whatever ending round is on the right one. So yeah, it feels, that's a really good light actually, because it's so hard to photograph. And as I say, it's quite dingy outside. I think these motifs, once they're blocked and stretched out, you can just see the start of the tree there. But no, really, really pleased on that one. It is, with me going back to work next week, obviously I'll be back on the train, which is like an hour each way. I feel like this is too big for the train for me to go on, so this will be like my evening knitting, and then I've got, but I'll just use the socks on the commuting knitting. When I start the new job, I'm going to go from like an hour each way to like 12 minutes on the train each way, which is great because I'll have a lot more like home time, if you know what I mean, time with family and everything like that. But like, it kind of limits the knitting. I know, it's daft. It's daft. But no, I'm really happy with that. I've got a fly. Looking forward to the cooler weather. I know people be cursing me, but it's been glorious weather the last few weeks, but I'm just ready for it to be cool enough to put a cardi on. So let me just see, have I gone through everything I have? Yes, I believe I have. Oh, and the last one is acquisitions. So when I had my operation, this was a get well soon, or a well done for being brave present to me. So look at these. These are from, I think they're in the old branded name of Curio Stitches, but she's now Elly at Elly's Yarn Company. It's beautiful. And this is the Geralt, and she's got here February 2020 Witcher Club. So it's 85% superwash merino and 15% nylon. So look at that. I wanted something that wasn't my usual pinks and purples. So I kind of wanted like a sweater weight quantity of something that was relatively neutral. And I like how this has got like tones of the grey with these pops of these orange and lemon. If you are a fan of yellow, she does this gorgeous yellow colour. I think it's called, is it limoncello? I'm sorry, I should have looked that up beforehand. I'll put it in the notes. But it's a really gorgeous yellow, but very like variegated as well, kind of all the different tones, and it's absolutely stunning. So yeah, check that out. So thank you ever so much for these, Elly. I don't know what I'm going to make with them yet, standard, but yes, that is all for me this time. I do have a very special something surprise coming up on the podcast very, very soon, but I'll just leave that there for now and leave you on a cliffhanger. But yes, I am blown away of the new subscribers, so thank you ever so much. If I do manage to get to 100 subscribers, which would be absolutely amazing, I will either do a little bit of a giveaway, so something from my stash, or I was thinking maybe do a tutorial, but then I don't know what my tutorial will be on, and I think a giveaway might be a bit more enticing. But now, drop a message in the chat if there's anything that you want me to kind of show you what I do, if you want to see how I knit or anything like that. Yeah, but other than that, I hope you're well and I will see you soon. Thanks for watching.